Hey friends, welcome back to my channel. My name is Eviction. Let's have a very quick recap of the second week of the Brother Naija season 10. If you haven't seen the updates of the first week, you can watch it. Now this week I had a lot of chaos, a lot of drama, the eviction tweets, the nomination tweets from Big Brother himself, the list of housemates that are up for possible eviction this week, and the housemates that have been eventually evicted this week. I have a lot of this for you, so just hang around. Let's get into the video. Don't go anywhere.
Like I mentioned in my last video, there was no eviction last week. Every single one of Thelma won the interim head of house challenge and picked Kaikomi as her assistant. Remember the love triangle between Thelma, Kaikomi and Isabella, but it was not long enough before they shattered because Victory won the head of house challenge the next day and surprisingly picked Joanna as his assistant for the week. This was really surprising because a lot of us were expecting Victory to pick Gigi Jasmine, but instead he went for Joanna, which is nice anyway. Now let's go back to the love triangle between Isabella and Kaikomi. Remember, Kaikomi and Isabella were an item before Kaikomi accepted to be with Thelma as the interim head of house. Now, she said a lot of stuff. She said she was never going to go back to Kaikomi and all of that. But this girl went back to Kaikomi. Love is beautiful anyways. They got back, they made up and all of that. And they had one or two fields. And all of a sudden, the ship got scattered. Isabella moved on ASAP and moved towards K-Bobo. I did not even see this coming. They were always having intimate conversation. They were even cuddling up in bed. Kaikomi was not pleased with this and decided to do K-Bobo shake. He took his breath from the locker anonymously. Thank God for the cameras, would have been confused by now. K-Bobo got furious and involved Mensa into the picture, accused Mensa wrongly for taking his bread. Now these people had back and forth, and remember they had heated arguments last week that led to K-Bobo shedding tears and all of that. But he thought Mensa was trying to get back to him by taking his break. Moving on to the first task of the week, ADME is one of the brand sponsors for this year's Big Brother Naija, and the housemates were divided into groups, and fortunately enough, Team ADME Go-Getters emerged as the winner. It had the likes of Mide. Mide is a very beautiful and talented housemate. Mensa, of course, very creative. Gigi Jasmine, very outspoken. Thelma, of course, Thelma is really talented. K-Bobo is a very good chef. And Faith, a very intelligent guy that really stood out for me this week, and so far so good. I genuinely do not want Faith to leave anytime. They also had the extract soap task. For this task, the housemates were divided into two groups. The first group had each and every one of the male housemates in the group, and they were meant to promote carrot and shea butter variants. And of course, the female housemates too were meant to promote papaya and calamansi variants. It was really fun because the housemates were very creative and they strutted the runway. And the most creative male was Mensa, which was well deserved in my opinion because he did his thing. He was really creative and he was up to the task. While the winner for the most creative female category was Ivata. Ivata came through, Ivata, whenever she wants to do her thing, she comes all the way. The next categories of winners really does excite me. Joanna became the face of extracts, the queen category, that's the Miss category. Way before Big Brother, Joanna won. Joanna is a professional model and she won Face of Hope in February, I guess February this year. She won Face of Hope and she has been doing great. She has been doing well, and I really do believe in her that she would do so much as the face of extra. And for the male counterpart, I'm really excited for Dambo's because this is his opportunity to shine. He's a professional model as well. It was Mr. Ideal Nigeria 2024. I am really scared for him tonight, but for the fact that he has won the face of extracts, the male category, really excites me to some extent, but I really do want to see more of him in the house because I feel like he has more personality that he needs to show us, and I don't want him to leave. We also had another task where the housemates were divided into two, plant-based and meat-based respectively. The winning team comprised of Faith, Culture, Big Soso, Haivata, Sabrina, Mensa, Zamboski, Kaikumi, Kola, Ibifubara, Thelma, Koyi, and Bright. They emerged as the winner after rigorous debating sessions. I really did enjoy listening to their team, which was led by Faith. It delivered every single point intelligently.
But I have to remind you, a large part of meat is not just eating. I'll give you an example. In India, lots of people have cows, but they don't eat these cows. In fact, India has the largest population of beef in the world. What happens is these cows are holy and are related to Hinduism. If you take that out and you focus just on meat that is made for eating, what do you realize? The minimum damage is substantial. But I have to remind you, in Africa, 60% of people live below the middle belt line in wealth. In fact, most Africans live on $2 per day. Now I want to ask you a question. If I have 10,000 naira and I want to buy enough food to work out and have great strength after, would I buy 10,000 naira worth of fruits and vegetables, or would I buy 10,000 naira worth of beef, meat, or red meat? I believe you know the answer to that. I don't have to convince you. Thank you so much for your time. I appreciate it.
To be very honest, Faith really stood out for me this week. He has shown to us that you can be intelligent, you can be smart, you can be talented, you can do a lot of stuff and singing. And he has won a lot of person's art. I am really rooting for him. Another very messy highlight was when Doris told Big Brother in the Derby room that Sultana peed in Didi's bag. This has sparked a lot of reactions across social media platforms, especially on Twitter. And I'm thinking, even if you're drunk, there are a couple of other person's bag. Why this particular bag? Why can't you go pee in your bag? Why does it have to be in the bag of someone you don't even talk to, you don't like, that you detest so much? Some persons think it's an intentional act. Some think she was drunk. Some even think she wasn't remorseful when she was relating to one of the housemates. But anyway, let's talk about the housemates that were evicted tonight. The first housemate to leave the Big Brother house was Damboskid. Honestly, I really wished he put I think he has more to offer, but you know, there is no time. You have limited time in Big Brother's house. You need to maximize every single opportunity to show to the viewers that you're worthy to be on the show. And second is Ibi Fubara. Firstly, I think our team is not strong enough. Our team is not doing a good job because Ibi Fubara is an intelligent lady. She's very smart and outspoken. But our team is not doing enough. Our choice of name and our names on social media platforms were not correlating, and the same thing applies to Damboskid. I wish them well. I miss them both in the house. Now let's take a look at the bottom three. We had Ibi Fubara, Damboskid, and Denari. Denari should really be thankful that 3 persons were not evicted tonight. And I really do hope he wins the Head of House challenge. Anyways, they'll be playing the game tonight, and I'll be back here to give you updates on the winners of the Head of House challenge, the interim, and the main.
Alright guys, we've come to the end of this video. I feel sad for some persons that were evicted this week, but it is what it is. We can only have one winner. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe, and hang around for more gists. See you in my next video.